Okay, but then why is your business that caters for small business, 2.6 million or so customers here in Australia and New Zealand, why is it growing right now when small businesses, those businesses that are your customers, are under so much pressure?
Because I think they need real-time access to the business information to run their businesses. So let me give you an example. Whether times are good or bad, you want to have access to your financials like tomorrow. You don't want to wait a month or 2 months for somebody to tell you that you're off on cash flow. Guess what? Those 2 months are months in which you want to shorten the time in which you receive cash. You want to be able to pay your employees. So any tools that help you get information faster and get your money moving faster is exactly what small businesses need, particularly when times are challenging or uncertain. And we can agree that whatever you think about what's going on in the macro environment, for small businesses, the issue is always getting paid on time and having visibility to their cash flow.
Okay, but the other thing also is that you add on 1 more customer, 10 more customers, 100 more customers, it actually doesn't cost you that much, does it?
Well, of course, we're a software business. So one of the beautiful things about being a software business is the marginal cost to deliver our product, right, is the cost to acquire someone. But it is a fundamentally different way of doing business. And of course, when we work with accountants and bookkeepers, we don't add 1 or 10, we add 100 or 1,000. And so I think you do need an economic model, quite frankly. And a software company, its benefit is its marginal cost of product, to your point, is very little.
But you don't
All
even
the
sell,
cost is
but you don't even
acquiring.
sell software, do you? You don't even sell software.
Well, we license software. It's like a rent. It's a rental model.
Software as a service.
That's right. So it's a rental model.
So therefore, people are effectively renting that. So once they've got you, unless you're a competitor, unless I go to a competitor, you've got me for life.
Well, I think you're hitting the important point on why Xero software is sticky, which is if we have your data and we keep adding more data over time that helps you run your business, to pick up that data and move it somewhere else, I mean, that is a harder row. So our churn reflects that, right? Whereas the real opportunity for us and for our small businesses, if we have your data, how do we give you more insight tomorrow than you had today? How do we give you the knowledge you need to make one smarter business decision a month from now, a year from now? And so I think our job is to be both good stewards of that data. That's the trade. That's the trade. You know, you can't just say, well, I have your data, so I have you locked in. Never. Like, be paranoid about your customer and the value you deliver for them. So I think we look at that and say, what more should we be doing for you? What more jobs can we be servicing?
Okay, so in Australia and New Zealand, both countries that really pick up technology very, very quickly, as compared with where you're also growing fast as the United States, where historically they've been very slow to pick up this type of technology. But right now you're growing very quickly in America. Why are you growing quickly there?
Well, first of all, in America, remember, it's the largest small business market in the world. So even if you say it's not adopting cloud services as fast, what we do know about that market is there are a lot of small businesses we can help, and we don't need the whole market. We just need to pick a sliver. So why are we growing fast? Because we picked a segment where our product really fits well. It's small businesses who are employing 1 to 20 employees, and quite frankly, for them, Xero software offers a lot of advantages. It is, of course, it's cloud enabled. Of course, it works with their accountants and bookkeepers, but it's also software where they can plug and play other applications they use. So you may or may not be aware, we have an ecosystem, an app store on Xero, and all the best products in the United States, whether you are a bill payment custom company like Bill.com, whether you're Shopify, whether you're Toast that runs, you know, all the restaurants in the U.S., all of those apps are available to integrate with Xero in our ecosystem. So the U.S. market is one where SMBs want choice, and they want to be able to mix and match other software they use with Xero, and that's a bigger differentiator for us.
But you're doing a deal with Bill right now.
That's right. That's right. We're integrating
a bill payments platform, which, to my mind, is a bit similar to BPay in Australia.
Yes, correct. Yes, and
America doesn't really have a BPay as such.
It doesn't. And in America, you can make, you know, if you think about Australia, you have open banking, and so bank-to-bank payments is more easy to do. But in the U.S., you don't have the equivalent of open banking. And so bill pay workflows and paying your suppliers, making that easy, giving you software to do it, and to be able to use any payment type you want is a big need in the U.S. So you hit it. Like the strategic partnership with Bill is a way of taking at ecosystem partner and saying, gosh, you know, this is services our customers really need. We're not going to build it, so let's embed that software in our project.
Okay, but the second thing about America is they have so many banks. You've now created relationships with around 600 banks, and that's gone gangbusters in the past year.
It has.
Trying to do that as compared with working with, say, 20 banks here in Australia.
Exactly. You're hitting it. It's apples and oranges. So the U.S. market, while you noted it might be lower on cloud adoption, it is a large market and very fragmented when it comes to the hundreds of banks that you might bank with as a small small business. So to your point, coverage, making sure we're not covering 20 banks, but the hundreds that are in the U.S., very important for you to have bookkeeping software that works, right? Because we want to automate that information coming straight from your bank into our product. We don't want you to have to type it in. And so these are all product enhancements that have been leading to our growth in the U.S. But as I said, one of the biggest things about the U.S. for us is we are what we'd call an open platform. We can work with all the other software you use in the SMB market in the U.S., and that's really important.
Okay, so we talked about the fact that you've got the software as the base.
Yes.
So where are your real costs? Because if you're adding customers, it would seem that your growth exponential, your returns on the equity invested, also become really attractive.
Yeah, now that doesn't mean we don't have any costs. The cost for us is in extending our functionality, right? So if you look at our product and technology costs as a component of all of our cost base, we are still investing. Why? Because we're trying to service more jobs. As we said, we're trying to keep adding functionality. So the marginal cost of software is not per customer you add, but you still are adding cost to your system, which is fine because you amortize that over, many hundreds and thousands and ultimately millions of customers. But we are still net investors in technology to make sure we can keep extending the functionality on our software platform.
So are you an Australian New Zealand company, or is your aspiration to be an American company?
Our aspiration is not to be an American company. Our aspiration is to be one of the best run companies in the world in global SaaS with a unique heritage from Australia and New Zealand.
Tell you what, it's good to chat to you. Many thanks for your time.
Thank you.